morning.
Morning to you.
Could you please just tell us your name and where you're from?
My name is Naomi Mandela. I'm from Kenya, Vihiga County, Mhaya constituency to be particular.
And how have you been involved in preparing for these elections?
These elections have been lucky to be identified as one of the long-term observers by ELOG through my umbrella organization, United Disciples of Pastors of Kenya. So I'm doing observation work.
And what have you seen during your observations so far?
So far, I've seen, there are lots of things that I've seen, particularly being a person with disability. I'm interested in people with disabilities. I've seen, I'm happy to note that in my constituency, people with disabilities are being accepted. Because so far, my reporting has not come across any politician who's sidelining or being abusive to people with disabilities or referring to them with demeaning terms. So far the campaigns have been good, and also the polling stations, which is one of the things that I was observing, they have tried to locate them at venues that are friendly to people with disabilities. Though I can't say it's 100%, but they have tried. And during the voter registration, where the venues were a bit far for people with disabilities, I was happy to note that some voters were even going to homes of people with disabilities to register them. So I was happy to see that the IEBC, the election board, is trying to bring services closer to people with disabilities, which is quite a good thing that I noted.
And can you tell us a little bit about your plans to observe the simulation?
The simulation is a new thing to me, and I'm happy that I've also been incorporated in that. So during the simulation observation, I plan to make sure that the forthcoming election will be inclusive with disabilities, inclusive in terms of accessibility, inclusive in terms of the general environment that is inclusive to people with disabilities, because most of us do not turn up for voting because we fear the environment, the hostile environment and all that. So my hope is that as I'll be doing that, I'll come up with issues or with challenges that people with disabilities might be facing, and if presented to IEBC, they pick them up and maybe make corrections before the election day, so that majority of us people with disabilities do not get we won't be left out during the elections, because most of us fear and we shy off to go to the polling stations in fear of the barriers that we'll meet there. So I'm hoping that the mock observation will bring out ideas that will help IEBC rectify the challenges, and then our turnout will increase.
And why do you think it's important for people with disabilities to participate in these elections?
It is quite important, first of all, because we've all along been crying for inclusivity, and there's no way you can be included in something that we are not actively involved. So by us being part of the observers, then it's showing to the other world that we too can do it. Because initially people used to think that a person with disability, there are things that we can't do. But through my involvement in the election observation, I've just realized that there are things that we people with disabilities can do, and in fact can do better than other people. So first of all, we are proving to the world that there's something we can do. And then secondly, it's also giving us we are owning the process as people with disabilities, because once we involve as observers, then the DPO on the ground will know that if some of us were involved in the observation, then sure it is something that we can own, and maybe own also the results that will come up. Yes.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Maybe just it's a recommendation for future, maybe for IEBC, that during the election processes, such things like the challenges that people with disabilities face, they need to work together with us much earlier, so that if there are changes they need to make, they make them in good time. And we create awareness to other people with disabilities. They be aware that there'll be these changes. Other than waiting till the 11th hour, and people might not be able to incorporate those changes and maybe know whatever has been meant for them.
Mhm.
Yes.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.